Yeah, I don't think
I just hit recording, so hopefully it is. I don't know.
well, it says to me, pause, stop recording. So it must be recording. Yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
Now it's
Yeah, just
you
did.
just
Yeah,
did
I'm
it. Okay.
recording it to your cloud, Beth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right. This is exciting. Our next Zoom now, we have a lot of people hopping on. So as we hop on, can you guys put in the comments? I would love to know who introduced you to the business, how you found the business. And so I'll start just by sharing that because I think it's super, super interesting when you think about building a team the size that we've built. I literally put in my stories. I had this awakening last summer. I was really, really, really my son had just left for college. Was it last summer or the summer? No, it's been 1 year. Last summer. And I was I didn't know I was searching for Ellie. And so as everything that, the internet gods take over, and I posted in my stories last July because I thought I want to take the shame out of the GLP-1 game. I want to talk to people about what truly was the reason behind how I was able to bring myself back to health, release 55 pounds. And people weren't really talking about it, or I didn't see them talking about it. So I was thinking, I'm just going to put it out there and maybe start a community, maybe have a chat, have a Zoom. I did not know there was a business attached to this until Sarah Cole, who has been a dear friend, and we've built other businesses together, happened that day to just see my Instagram story and said, hey, there's this company. I actually have met with the CEO and founder. Would you like to meet with her? It's an affiliate plus. I know you love the whole network marketing model. And that was like 2 hours later, I was on a Zoom with our CEO and founder, texting Kelly and Blair like crazy. Like, you guys, like, this is really insane, but I want to let you know that I'm meeting with this person. We were with another company at the time, that I thought I would never leave. So sharing that story and being courageous enough to say, I'm actually going to come clean on how I lost the weight because I was hiding behind vitamins, saying that, I was just working really hard, taking my vitamins. And I wanted to um, be truthful and show people that we had research-backed science solutions. And I happened to find a business. And this is what was created. So um, Blair, how did you you found Ellie through me. As people are hopping on,
Sure.
share how you came aboard with it, and I'll get our screen share going.
So, I had been utilizing peptides post chemo and cancer, and then was thrown into menopause and all the things and was feeling awful. And I was watching Beth. And then we have a mutual functional doctor that we both go to. And that was how I found peptides. So then when Beth told me about LEMD and about Honey Sagari last fall, I was like, well, that sounds a little too good to be true. So I was like, I want to meet this CEO, honestly, because I was like, I just want to make sure if Beth is leaving my team that she's going somewhere that's like legit, like this company is going to be around for a while. And after 5 minutes of hearing Honey share with us on a Zoom, in my heart, I was like, dang it, I'm going to have to leave what I'm doing and come here because I feel very called. This is literally what I've been living the last 2 years. And so many people have been asking me questions and have had to send them off to other places. And now I can help them, no matter where they lived in the United States, to be able to get high efficacy, good quality peptides and share my story. It just felt like it was so aligned. It was something that I could share from a true passion place and really impact and help others because there's a lot behind my story that, if people had just shared with me maybe years before, it would have impacted my health. And now I utilize peptides to impact others. So that was how I came to Ellie.
And Kelly, you gonna
Okay.
share how you
So
came to Ellie.
I
Ellie's a
got
funny
locked in a
story.
hotel room and basically told that I would need to sign up. No, full transparency, I had been on peptides as well, following both of these ladies, watching their success with them, and had started to have my own success with them. And decided just alongside after talking with Sarah, even the two of them couldn't fully convince me. After talking with Sarah, after meeting with Honey, after seeing some of the information, I love to help people feel their best. But at the core of it, I am a businesswoman. And when I saw the demand for the product and what this visionary and this company and where it was going, I just thought like this is going to be a huge hit, and I want to be a part of it, and I really want to be impactful. I was in pharmaceuticals for 15 years, and I know how much impact I made with the products that I educated about, and so this felt very similar. So we always joke because they really did. We were really in, a hotel room when I found out about it, a hotel balcony, and all the things. But it was a really, really meant to be time, because there has not been many weekends that have been like that since we've known each other. And so I definitely think that it was a time that was meant to be. 1 year ago.
Yeah, and I like to say, so tonight what we want to do is just share a little bit about like what is behind the vision and the leadership, because what happened here is I feel like we had been preparing. Blair and I have known each other for 13 years, and more than that, I think. And then Kelly came in and was a sideline. But we learned about building a business through some of the things that we did really right and some of the things that we didn't want to continue to do this time around. And so I feel that we were really, really prepared. I don't think any of us were prepared for a team that did close to, I think we almost crossed over 2 million in the month of July. But I want to throw this to the reason why we're all here. She's popping on tonight. She is my sponsor into the business, and an incredible, incredible mom, wife, leader, and visionary. And her name is Sarah Cole. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah, because I know she only has a few minutes tonight.
Oh no, I cleared my schedule for you guys, and I have to apologize ahead of time if I get emotional. I'm 14 weeks pregnant now, and I am just taken aback with just this team, the leadership, how this has all come together. The honor that it is for me to be part of it, too, which I'm so humbled by. And you guys, my passion for this business model, beyond the peptides and what it can do for people, truly was like cultivated by, honestly, Beth really pouring into me when she was my mentor. Blair, Kelly Hoover, even though I wasn't on her team, she would always go above and beyond. And that's just truly the kind of leadership we have here. And the way I found it and the way I found this company is, I mean, it's wild, right? Like I've always had a vision of, wow, I would love to work with high level leaders. I had lost about 50 pounds on Wegovy at the time. I had it prescribed, lost my coverage with insurance, like so many of us have. It was life changing for me, but I did it because of fertility reasons, right? I knew it would help with like PCOS. I knew NAD was helpful for egg quality. So many different reasons. It was life changing for me. I'm like, man, it would be brilliant, because the way I heard about peptides was from a friend, right? So many of us talk to a friend that refers to somewhere. We ask them how they got it, and it's so tough to get access to it, or it's too expensive, or whatever. So to find a company that was on a mission to make it more accessible, more affordable from reputable, good compounding pharmacies that we can truly trust, I was like, this is brilliant, even though I was happy. So, and Beth, I missed the beginning of yours, but when I hopped on right before, but I worked with them at our previous company, and I left to start help launch a new company, right, in hormone health, and I was doing fine there, right? Everything's going great, but there's something about these peptides that puts it on a whole new level. So I just want to commend everyone here. I can't believe it's already been a year. That was a year ago that we, started this, and now almost 2 million in sales a month is beyond anything my brain could even comprehend. But what's so great about this group of people here, you guys, is it's going to inspire you to think bigger, to realize you're capable of more, you're deserving of more, and not just change your health and help other people change their, health and wellness, but also to earn an income with it too, you know. And I think it's brilliant. Honey she had a decision. She could have done Google ads, right? She could have spent, most companies spend literally millions on marketing and advertising. She decided to put into the hands of regular people like us to share and to grow. And I think that's something that's really, really powerful. So I'm just honored to be here. I'm excited. School starts next week. I don't know whose kids are going back to school, but I'm sad, but I'm also a little excited because I'm going all in on this with you guys. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me. And I'm just here to support you in any possible way I can. You already have 2 million in sales, amazing leadership already. So I am just excited to add to that and help you guys even more.
Well, I am excited because thank you, Sarah. And I didn't also say Sarah is also a CRNA. So she comes with the medical background and just an incredible, incredible leader. And she had to, I mean, over the past year, she's been having a juggling act of working with a company that she helped to launch that's close to her heart, but watching the momentum here. So it's going to be really, really, really amazing to bring another personality leader voice to the team as well. We have so many executive directors that have hit, which you guys have all met. But my honor right now is I get to introduce Blair Critch. I didn't think I'd get emotional.
Ah,
One of the things that I love about Blair is that she is determined, she is organized, we've always said she's the yin to my yang, or I'm the yang to her yin, because I throw the confetti in the air and she figures out what bottles to put it in. So I get to throw all of these ideas out. And wouldn't it be great if, and then the next thing you know, there's a Google sheet, there's a plan, there's a schedule. And so when I thought I had to leave and build a business without Blair because I was leaving our former company, I said to my husband, I was like, I don't know how to navigate this without her. And he's like, well, you know what, your heart is here, and maybe she'll think about this. So what we have built, I wouldn't have been able to even start from square one without Blair and Kelly and without their guidance and without their vision. But more than anything, Blair's a woman of faith. She prays over each and every one of you. She is an incredible, incredible mom. Both of her kids will be in college this year, so watch out. She's always said, when I have time, watch out. And she cares so deeply about other people's success. And she is just a student of this game. Like she never will know enough, have enough knowledge. She's always learning. She's always creating. She's always making herself better so that she can pour that into the team. And so I'm just so honored. Blair's team has done well over, I think they ended last month, like almost at 1.8 million. Do the math, you guys. That's bring in a Blair into your business. Because when you have someone that dreams as big as she is dreaming, and she pushes me every day to be better. And I'm just so grateful that she's here. And so we had kind of thought I'd introduce Blair. I'm going to turn it over to Blair to introduce Kelly. And then we'll dive into our best tips and practices if you want to grow a business in a massive, massive way and make massive impact. So let me go back to Kelly.
well, wow. Thanks, Beth. And thanks for having the vision, because if you hadn't decided to take a huge leap of faith and had this vision, none of us would be here. So thank you. And it is so fun to do business together. So let me tell you guys a little bit something about Kelly. When she said we locked her in a room and we forced her to do the business, we kind of did, because we know what a rock star she is. And, with her background in pharmaceutical, like we just knew this would be the perfect fit for her. But one of the things, I met Kelly maybe 2 or 3 years into our last business. She came in underneath somebody else and just took off right away. And I remember saying to our friend Amber, like, who's that girl? She's amazing. I need to meet her. And she was kind of behind the scenes until she walked away from pharma. And when she walked away from pharma, she was like, Blair, I need a plan. And I gave her a plan. I'll tell you, so many times in my life, I've helped people with a plan. And, myself included, excuses come up, life comes up, things get in our way. When Kelly makes a plan, Kelly executes the plan. Like, you tell her you need 30 people in a room, she's going to show up with 30 people plus in a room. And that's what she did. And I knew immediately we were going to be forever friends. But it isn't just about that. Like, her passion for helping others is so strong. She is so determined, but she's also a woman of faith, and she starts every day making sure that she is grounded in what is true for her, which is our Lord, which is her family, which is helping others. And it is seen in every single thing that she does. And one of my favorite things about Kelly is she is great at making sure that she is good with boundaries, but if somebody needs her, she is there for them. And whether it's a friend, whether it's a sideline, whether it's somebody in her team, I mean, she goes above and beyond for everybody. And it's so amazing. And over the last few years, there have been some really hard things in her life. There have been some really hard things in her family. And this woman shows up every single day. You would never know from looking on the outside in. And that to me just shows so much strength, so much humility. And it's just so amazing. And it constantly inspires me. And I have to also say one other thing about Kelly and Beth together. A few years ago, those of you that knew me knew I went through cancer. These two were like ride or die. They were there every single day of that experience. Some of my best friends here in Fort Lauderdale weren't anywhere to be seen. Like flowers, some, meals, and then it was like MIA. They didn't know how to handle it. And I understand that. But these two, they were there every single day. How are you doing? What's going on? What can we pray for? Sending me positive things, sending me inspirational things. And like that is something that you find in these two leaders that is so unique and so different. And it's so amazing. So I can just go on and on and on. But the biggest thing I want to tell you guys is when we started over here, Kelly and Beth were like, this is a team. It's not about Kelly's leg. It's not about Blair's leg. It's not about Beth's leg. We are a team. We are team joy. And I hope you all feel that because all of you are part of that. And I'm so grateful, Beth, for your vision. I'm so grateful, Kelly, that you said yes and you took this leap of faith because it would not be nearly as much fun without you. And I would have been so sad to do this without you. So love both of you so much. Thanks, you guys, so much because all of you that are listening tonight are part of this journey. We wouldn't be here without you.
Well, and one of the great things about Blair is when she was, it takes a lot to make Blair cry, you guys. I love when we get the tears. Like when she finally could, it was like during COVID when she was going through chemo and she could finally come and visit me. We went, I had this little cottage in the middle of nowhere and like literally sat and watched, I think it was Crazy Rich Asians for hours and hours and hours and sat around the fire and like literally dreamed up the business that we have now. So one of the things before Kelly goes into her tips that I want to share about Team Joy, I want to encourage all of you to do is when we got started, we made a list of the things that we wanted to keep doing in our business that we loved, that really worked. And most of all, that was community, that was retreats, that was getting together. Made a list of things that we wanted to stop doing, things that did not feel good to us, things that were not productive, things that did not bring growth. One of the things we wanted to stop doing was get into any focus on, going down the rabbit hole of the what ifs and focusing on solutions. And then we said, keep, start. And then we said, stop. And then what do we want to start doing? And Kelly, as we drive over to her keys to scaling quickly, is she has so much vision for how she's building this business this time around, like a real business, like a CEO. It's not just like, hey, let's hang out in Messenger and hey, girl, message people. We're building a legacy business that's long-term and sustainable. Kelly brought into our world automation, and many of you have looked and started that. And as your businesses scale, we have everything that you need to go from 3 messages in Messenger or text messages to being able to message thousands and thousands of people. It's all built. And most of what I have seen with Kelly is she's always looking at how can we scale? How can we scale so that we can build this the long term? So I'm going to turn it over to Kelly right now to give you her tips on how to grow and scale with Ellie.
Well, wow. I mean, you guys, I do cry often, unlike maybe Blair. So I definitely was over here crying, especially now that I'm going through the having a senior in high school. I think I cry every day because I'm like, it's the last, da, 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 da. If you know, you know. But first off, before I go into this, I just want to say thank you to Sarah, to Beth, to Blair, because I drilled Sarah. I was like, okay, I know Beth and Blair know what I'm capable of, so I'm not going to talk to them because, of course, they're going to convince me to join. Sarah, give me the scoop. Like, really tell me. She was very patient with me, and I am not somebody who makes decisions quickly. I do need to know A through Z, and especially when you're leaving an income, when you're leaving comfortable things, and I do. I've had a tremendous amount of challenges over the last few years. So making something and going like, can I do it again? I wasn't in a place that I felt good about myself from a business building standpoint. I felt good at my weight loss journey, but I didn't believe in myself. And so I want to share that with you because you meeting me now, or maybe even you knowing me for years, you probably wouldn't have known that. But those three knew this. They knew that like my subconscious was telling me that I wasn't good. I wasn't a great leader. I had made mistakes in my past business. I had was selfish sometimes, and when they say we want to lead in a different way, I'm like, okay, like instead of taking all of that baggage with me, I get a fresh start. I get to lead from my heart. I get to lead. I have great business skills. I get to put that into place, but I don't have to like pressure people. I don't need anyone here, and I can speak for them as well. No one needs anybody here to do anything for them. It's about you. This is about your journey and how you want to show up to the table and the effort that you want to put in and the people that you want to talk to. We all have the same amount of time. We all have the same ability to go and learn something. I didn't wake up one day knowing how to do all of this. It's time invested. And so when I think about like truly, truly like the time that you have, like I want you to walk away. And I love that we're sharing these stories, but I want you to walk away with a feeling for you. I want you to walk away with like these tips. Choose two or three of these and put them into action. Because you can sit on Zooms all day long and hear all of this stuff and get like, super excited, but that doesn't matter if it doesn't show up tomorrow in your everyday actions. So I'm going to challenge you to walk away tonight. Maybe like, sometimes I don't always like to like journal. So I will record myself in a video, walk in your backyard, walk on your front porch, walk into the bathroom, turn the fan on, and make a video to yourself. How do you want to feel in 3 months? How do you want to feel in a year when you go to celebrate your LEMD, your anniversary? Like, what do you want those emotions to be? Because I will tell you, this was what Beth and Blair and Sarah shared. Like, we knew exactly how we wanted to do things different. I don't think any of us had any idea. We knew it would scale. I don't think we knew it would scale quite so fast, but it's a blessing, and you all have that same opportunity. We all do. So I'm going to encourage you to like walk away with that feeling and really like the ways when I look back on this year journey, like how did things scale quickly, and not just scale, but sustaining. I know someone texted me a little bit ago and was like, okay, what is the percentage growth? Because I am a numbers nerd as well. And so I want to know percentage growth month over month. And I will tell you, like, this team is scaling 25 to 37, 38% month over month. You guys, people don't do that in a year, much less growing like that. You are a part of that. So you just have to take some of these things and apply them or continue doing what you're doing if you're already there. So I will tell you, having a clear business plan for partners and customers, I will quickly, because I don't want to dive into too much. I've shared this on many Zooms, but for partners, I specifically reached out to people. I love building in a geographical area. I'm from South Carolina, so I thought about my 4 favorite places I like to go that I knew people who had influence. And here's the thing, you guys, when you're building a team, you're living life with people. Go live life with people that you like. Right? So I reached out to people that I love, that I'm like, I love living life with those people. Right? Like I respect them. They're in the health world. I know they're on a GLP-1 journey. Like all of these things, think of that. Right? So those are the people that I connected with for brand partners. And for customers, I spoke to my former self. I spoke to specific things on bringing people to conversations. So content that created conversations that ended up converting. Right. And so I spoke to the things that I was prior to my weight loss journey, prior to my NAD journey. And so those were my very specific business plan approaches. If I didn't do anything else, those are the 2 things that I did on a daily basis. And still a year later, it's exactly the strategy that I still have in place. Met with my family and included them in my goals. You guys, we still do that, right? So I will tell you, this is a thing I was not great at in the past. I'm good at it now. So please hear me, because I will promise you, if you do not create boundaries around this business, it will eventually like leave you, feeling resentful, or family feeling resentful. So I talk to my husband. I have teenage daughters. I include them in that. We sit down and we have a conversation. When is mom working? They know it's on the calendar. I have certain nights, Monday nights, they know that I'm in here working, right? So we have different times that we spend together, and we meet and we're like, okay, this is the goal. When we get to this goal, this is what happens for our family. And it may not be going to spend a lot of money, but it may be going and creating a memory together, right? Including them, because I promise you, if you include them, they're going to be like, go mom, get back in that office, go share your story with more people, right? And everybody's on the same page. So if you haven't done that, I'm going to encourage you to have those conversations. And if you're like already in it, just be like, you know what? Like, I should have done this. I should have done this prior, but I'm going to do it now, and it's better than not doing it. And the third and final thing is putting in the work, like when you have the extra time. So I have a lot going on, you guys. I have 3 brick and mortar franchises. I have 28 employees that work for my husband and I. I'm building another one. I have 2 teenage daughters. We travel a lot. I have a lot on my plate, just like all of you. All right. So when I tell you, like, sometimes I have to get up early. Do I want to? No. Gosh, I don't want to. I want to sleep. Do I want to stay up late? No, I don't want to. But my goals are bigger than why I can't. Right. So that means for me, it means getting up early sometimes. It means staying up late. It means making the most out of my time. But I never miss family time. I never miss time with one-on-one with my kids or with my husband. I've just planned it out. I've planned it strategically. And when you are in a growth phase like you are in right now, there is that time for sacrifice, right? I don't want to sacrifice missing something from my children, so I'll sacrifice watching TV, or I'll sacrifice doing something else that I don't need to do right now. I can do down the road. So those are my 3 biggest scaling tips, and I hope that helps you guys tonight.
I love that, Kelly. And I've learned so much about the part about sharing your goals with your family and the vision. And also, I love how you share them with us as well. Like, find somebody. Kelly and I were sidelines. We used to share our goals, our growth. But I said to Kelly, like, how are we? Because I know she has a big $1 million goal this month. And she's like, she knew immediately, I'm on track to be 1.1 million this month as a team. And so share those goals. There's so many people here. And if you're like looking for, let's say you're a senior brand partner, go on Team Joy and say, hey, I'm a senior brand partner and I would love a pacing partner. Like, you can post those things, and it doesn't have to be a downline. It can be a sideline, which I think is super, super helpful. Some of my best relationships have been built from people building to the side. And if you hop on the Reignite series, I'm going to show you how to track your numbers, comparing month to month to month. So I love Blair's quote, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want, which truly is how she lives. And she's got her ways that she is going to show you about how she built her business.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, those were so good, Kelly. All right. So one of the very first things that I do is create a vision because like we all say, right? Just like with your goals, if you don't know where you're going, it's going to be really hard to get there. And a vision is even bigger than goals, right? It's something that you really want deep down in your heart and that it's really pulling you forward. And so if you've never done one of these before, we're doing it this Saturday. It actually just worked out perfectly. So this Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, you can join me. I'm going to be working on vision with some of my team. And so I just offered it up to everybody to join us. But I read that vision every morning while I'm brushing my teeth. I actually brush my teeth with my left hand because I'm right-handed and it opens up a different part of your brain. So I brush with my left hand and I read that vision every single morning. And actually last month, at the very last day of the month, I texted my husband. I was in the office doing a few things before I was getting ready for bed. And we had just come back from California. So I was like super tired. I texted my husband, like, okay, I'm finishing up something. It looks like we're going to end at this number and then I'll be in the room in a minute. He comes running into my office. He's like, Blair, your team is 36% growth. That's what you had on your vision that you read every morning. It's exactly to the dot how much you guys grew this month. And it was just so exciting when you see those things come to reality. So I read that every morning. And when I remember, I read it at night because I'm one of those girls that forgets to wash my face at night. But when I do wash my face at night, I do read it at night as well. So that's one of the really big things is having a clear vision and reading it and make sure you include your team on that vision. So that's something new that I did this time for the first time. Literally, I have some of my personals and what their big goals are and what they're going for and people on our team and literally putting that out and reading it every single morning. Also, committing to educate yourself and others on peptides. It doesn't mean you have to be a peptide genius or Mr. or Mrs. Molecule, but it's knowing enough where you feel comfortable sharing with people, knowing where to point them to, knowing where to find a great podcast about that, which is in our boards, right? Like just knowing where to find these things and then listening to it yourself. Because what will happen as you start to educate yourself? I remember the first probably 3 or 4 months, every single day I was listening to one of our educational series over again, because in the beginning, we didn't have that many recordings yet. And so I would re-listen to these things over and over again. And when some of you guys get on Zooms with me or you hear me on a three-way message or a three-way call and you're like, oh, that just like comes right off your tongue, Blair, it's only because I've listened to it so many times. So if you want to feel confident, if you want to feel secure in what you're sharing, listen to these Zooms over and over again till you feel comfortable. It literally just starts to come just out of your mouth naturally because you listened to it so much and you've educated yourself. So I'm not saying you have to do a Dr. Seeds training or somebody else. I'm just saying you get into listening to these and becoming more comfortable with these, whether it's the Monday Night Power Peptides or educational series. It will make you feel more confident and it will also jog your memory of people that you can really help. Like all of a sudden, somebody's name will come to your heart or your mind because of what you're listening to, and you can go and impact that person. And then reaching out brave. Like you guys, we have something so amazing to offer. You know, I was listening to the Power of Peptides tonight and hearing those 3 stories about how these women were going through some really tough, different things and how these peptides totally changed them and helped heal them. And I get to hear these stories all the time because you guys are so amazing. And I get to hear your stories and I get to hear other people's stories. And I know what we have here and I know how these products can help others. So, not allowing our fear to stop us and instead being brave and sharing this because it's really about educating people, right? Whether they say yes or no, that no just simply means not right now. They need more information. So, keep sharing and being brave. And then also, just going back on what Kelly said, it's so important to protect your time and your energy and set those clear boundaries. I know when we are in this phase of momentum, I want to work this business 24/7. Like I love what we do and I love being part of this. And I never want to disappoint anybody on my team or my customers. But there are times where I put my phone off and I put it in the kitchen and I go and enjoy my family. Or if I say I'm going to work out at this time, that was something I did not do well in my last business. I put my business before my health and my health suffered. This time around, I'm doing it the right way. I make sure I get my make sure I'm healthy and strong by getting in my exercise, make sure my mind is healthy and strong by listening to self-development or the Bible every day. I make sure that I have times on my calendar that I'm working the business and times to get up and take a break. Like Monday is my jam day. Like I know I'm going strong on Mondays. but I have, and my kids are texting me, but I have different times even on my calendar that remind me to get up and go do my breath work, to go walk around outside, get my feet into the grass, enjoy the sun, because it is important to take care of yourself too. And it is important to remember that it's okay to have boundaries and to set those up. So, thanks to all of you guys for all this amazing success that we've had on this team. It's all because of each and every one of you. But I hope you take some of these nuggets tonight and you take it and go forward with it. And then I feel like, can I say something about you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorite things about Beth is that she has been on my team now twice before. We were in a jewelry company together, and then we were in a vitamin supplement company together. And this time Beth jumped first and I ended up joining Beth. And what has been such a joy to see is how Beth has jumped into a leadership role in such a different way this time. I know she says that I'm like the super organized one, and I do really enjoy those things, but she has stepped into this role. She has taken over leadership. She has made sure we have slides like tonight, make sure everything looks professional, that it's done right. When we had our director retreat this summer, she went above and beyond to make sure everybody felt special and that they knew how important they were to this team. And that is something really cool, Beth. And I mean, it does not matter how long you've been friends with somebody, how old you are, you can constantly change and evolve. And I just think that's such an amazing thing that you have chosen to do in your life. And I see it in what you're doing here and the impact that you're making.
Oh, thank you, Blair.
Yeah.
Um, you guys make it so fun and easy. And I feel um, like I was saying, everything that we've done prior to this has prepared us for what we're building in this season. The number of hours of coaching and hiring people and learning and going back to, if you feel like, wow, I don't even know how to put the boards app on my phone. It's okay to start where you are and start sharing your story, however that feels right for you, whether it's putting 5 people in your living room or whether you have 50,000 followers on Instagram. The thing that I love about LEMD and what we're seeing with people that are having growth is it doesn't matter if you have big influence or a small network. This business just feels and grows so differently, and you get to do it the way that feels right and aligned for you. And so one of my favorite quotes is from Robin Sharma, which is, what you focus on in your life grows, what you think about expands, and what you dwell on determines your destiny. And I have been a person that has really, really, really worked on creating an expansive vision. And even in every single relationship, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your parenting, whether it's friendship, if you play a sport, if you're in business, if you allow yourself to go down the rabbit hole of negativity, that is exactly what you're going to create more of. It is just the way of the way your brain works. It's the way the universe works. It's the way God works. So create that vision, like Blair said, and read into that vision and feel it as if it's already happened, and just start to pay attention and get curious. When you start to feel like maybe you're having some doubts tonight, just stay in a curious mode and say, oh, isn't that interesting that I would think that I couldn't do what they have done in a year, because the possibilities are endless with this business. So my keys to building the business are: talk to people daily with the intention of connection. Those conversations build relationships, and those relationships can build to business if you are talking to people with genuine connection. So I'm a master connector. And there are people that I hadn't seen. I was just at Pony Finals, a business trip for my husband. I hadn't seen in 15 years. And people were walking up to me and they were saying, tell me more about the peptides. I'm seeing what you're doing on social media. And so the connections that I had made years and years ago made the conversions really simple. But when you are even doing birthday messages, if you have commission breath and closing the sale breath, they're going to spot it from a million miles away. So go out into the world and think, how can I connect? How can I make this person's day better? And how can I serve? The next thing is our nervous system. If you are familiar with your nervous system, it's everything. And when you're building from a regulated, nourished nervous system, and that's what Kelly and Blair were talking about with boundaries. Blair's in the sauna, you're grounding yourself. If your body has lived with a lot of chaos from the time you are very young, it's going to want to return to chaos. We are addicted to feeling a certain way, but that is why we have the Team Joy name, is that I used to be addicted to chaos. And I would find myself, even when I was in the calmest of days, finding ways to create more chaos. Maybe it was becoming the PTA president and volunteering to coach cheerleading, and then running the school auction, because that would just create chaos. And that's what my body knew. Instead of saying, how do I want to feel today in my marriage, in my business, in my friendships? And for me, it was joy, love, and connection. Go to YouTube, look at nostril to nostril breathing, nervous system regulation. Sometimes it might be watching Netflix for an hour, and that just feels good to your system. Because when you get reactive, when you get snappy, pause and ask, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? And what's my next aligned step? And I would give you guys this advice. I have had to learn this. Just ask Blair and Kelly. I can be very reactive. I will pause 24 hours before sending a message, before going into I need to prove that I'm right mode. And most of the time I realize, ooh, what was I making that mean about me? So if somebody doesn't answer a message, if a customer ghosts you, ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Because really, we don't know their narrative. We don't know their story. This is huge for me in this company, in this business with peptides. I'm a product of the product. I live it, I show it, I believe it, I embody the transformation, and people know that it's real. And even if you are just starting your journey, show the journey, be real about it, share the hard things, share the good things, share it in real life. People want to know how to have a transformation in their health, and you have a solution. And be intentional on social media. Before you post or message, ask, what do I want them to know? How do I want them to feel? And what do I want them to do? I love you guys. JP, my chat GPT, and I, we are besties. But one of the things and trends that I'm seeing on social media is way too many posts that are AI generated, that we can go and read some things and you're like, oh yeah, you give ChatGPT your ideas and then it writes it up. Try to step away for 7 days from your ChatGPT content and ask yourself, what do I want them to know? How do I want them to feel? And what do I want them to do? And just be real for 7 days and see what happens. And I always want to let them know on my social media, like if there's nothing for them to do, then I don't give a call to action, but be super, super intentional so that when somebody's reading your social media or reading your message, they are like, I just love hanging out with Kelly. I'm so excited that she messaged me today. So that is one of my biggest tips. And then the last thing I want to share with you is something that I call the belief triangle. Is someone said to me, what makes Ellie so different from anything you've ever done? And that is because I believe so much in the mission of Ellie and the products, the opportunity, and I stand behind it fully. And that means I'm part of the solution for a growing company. Is that we have all had it's customer support that we've had to go in and help our customers with solutions. But I have actually, where did it go? My last slide. I have actually decided I believe so much in this mission. I believe so much in honey that I want to be behind this fully 100%. The other part is believing in yourself, your story, and your results, and knowing that you have the ability to create change. And then I want to, one of the coaches that many of us have worked with, Danelle Delgado, she used to always say, who loses if I don't win? So I always think of the people that are waiting for my help. And the same person shared with me GLP-1 as shared with Sarah Cole, which is super, super interesting because had she kept it to herself, I might have found it along the way. But boy, is my life a lot better in my health after releasing 55 pounds. And my family loses if I don't win. All of you lose if I don't show up and win. So I always ask that, like, where the sacrifice is worth it. But it's really not a sacrifice because what we've been able to build in this year and the community and the connections and the love that I have felt from all of you is worth every single late night and every single early morning. And I want you to always think about you are a leader today. Whether you have one person on your team, no people on your team, you've all been leaders at some point of your life, whether it's as in your church, as a parent in another company, the little league coach. You have so much value, and there are people that are waiting for you to lead. You have everything that you need to build a successful business. And I'm just so incredibly grateful that you're here. And I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to close us out for tonight.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how I could even begin to give this justice, but you guys, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. I this kind of stuff, the Zooms, collaborating with all of you. I don't know about you guys, but it fuels me. So really think about some of these like takeaways. This stuff is gold, you guys. When I was listening to Beth, Blair, and Kelly, these are things they learned over the past decade plus, right? After many times of failure and growth and learning new things, and to be able to like take a shortcut, and learn from them is amazing, and learn all these little nuggets. I know when I was learning these sorts of things from them, it's really what took me from making, a couple thousand a month in network marketing to making a multiple six-figure income in it. And I can confidently say if that is something that is a goal for you, it is possible here. And we are literally, just scratching the surface as a company too. So this is exciting. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for hopping on. And please, find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram in the team chats. I'm always happy to help support you. I saw somebody on there that was like, I would love to go more part-time as a nurse. Hey, that's exactly what I use this for, so I'm always happy to connect in that way. Thanks, guys.